I don't know. Do you subscribe to the idea that ETs are real? That they may play a role in some of this stuff that is coming down the pike?
You first, George.
Oh no, you can go first, Cliff.
Okay. As far as I'm concerned on this one, it's quite clear that there's a reality behind the constructs that are being presented to us. There's much in the way of disinformation, so we're necessarily in a very gray area, but it's quite clear that there's something outside of the human realm that is driving the powers that be.
Meaning that an agenda is being set by someone else,
or by
force?
Their fear of someone else, however you want to put it. The same thing would accomplish it if the powers that be knew of or even had a greater extent of the knowledge around an alien threat than we do, or perceived threat. Then it would motivate them to move in particular ways, and we're seeing the effects of that.
George, let me be a little bit more direct, if I can. We've got some stuff in the model space about. You don't mind if I talk about the disappearances?
Go right ahead.
Yeah, we've got stuff that goes to the idea of disappearances beginning next year, and it isn't disappearances like Christian rapture disappearances. It's disappearances like. Linguistically, it would go to the idea of almost like interdimensional door opens up and you get thrown in the stew pot kind of stuff.
No, let's be real crisp about it. Okay, let's use the appropriate language. George got so far there. It is as though an interdimensional door opens up. Some compelling force occurs, and people are sucked through that door, and the door closes, and there's absolutely no evidence. It is as though people disappearing from between one footstep and the next.
Meaning something snatches them.
Correct, in a way in which the physical material body doesn't leave a whole lot of what we would think of as forensic clues, so concentrating on that is kind of useless because it's way beyond that level of things.
The thing about your background that's unique, George, is you did the book on the hunt for Skinwalker, and you've actually been around that kind of, I guess I'd call it dimensional weirdness.
Yeah, very much so, and it certainly suggests, the evidence suggests that there really is some kind of a dimensional factor at work, that other kinds of entities can come in and out at will. We obviously have not figured out how to do that. I'm wondering whether or not this 2 to 22 million figure that you're talking about is related to this.
No, the actual disappearance componentry. Okay, I shouldn't say that. I think not. The disappearance language, actually, we get a little bit more specific, and what's going to change is the big change is that not only are just regular people going to disappear, but some of the powers that be are going to disappear, along with their bodyguards. It's going to get to the point where, according to the linguistics we've got, the powers that be are going to be in a visible sense, and we have to discuss that in a minute, out and about with large troops of people around them. And it won't be because they fear terrorists.
It's because they fear whatever this is.
Correct.
And they get poof, they're gone.
You got it. Bodyguards and all.
Maybe that's a good thing.
Yeah, it's going to cause some strain, though, because it's going to make them even crazier than they are now.
But you're not talking about something like an intervention where some other force is here to help us or save us.
We have no language to that effect. We wouldn't necessarily get intent. I deliberately stay away from trying to answer the why question because that goes to intent. And most mornings, I can barely make it beyond the intent to get coffee for myself. So trying to figure it out for someone else, I just don't want to go there.
When you talk about these kind of scenarios, we talked about disinformation. Do you suspect that there are powers that be that spread things like disinformation
we know that. It's not
that downplay the reality?
Alter the perception of it. Then again, if you try and say downplay, then you're back into the language of that's putting an intent on them that they wish to go to a particular direction.